did Tamika wear on your wedding day?
Oh, she's gonna smack you if you get this one wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Red and black
Lingerie?
lingerie.
Oh, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying now.
We weren't asking that. You can file for your citizenship 90 days before the 5-year anniversary of you getting your green card. You're not living in the United States. And then they're going to turn you around. May even hold you in jail. So, they had
you'll get me out, right?
Well, I will get you out, I promise you.
Yep, I'm cooking up curry chicken right now and bulgur rice. We just supposed to know bulgur rice.
Of course. It's going to be cooking with Brad and Squeeze.
Maybe we'll come down to Jacksonville, Florida. She can cook for us, and we can help her with all our legal problems right over the table.
If you want to get your immigration questions answered on Skype, or if you want to find out if you're ready for your bona fide marriage interview with our all-new Bradified Marriage segment, just call 1-800-529-5465 and ask for one of our producers. That's 1-800-529-5465.
3 seconds to go.
We're here.
Your thing is hanging from your earpiece is hanging wrong.
Don't worry about
my side. Your earpiece.
Why are you worried about my earpiece?
I'm worried about your earpiece.
Why?
That, should look all right way.
Oh, now because you're wearing a suit and a tie?
I am.
Don't worry
I was
about
told I look good in a tie yesterday. I got a lot of compliments on Facebook, so I said, all right, I'll do it. I got a lot of private messages. People like, Brad, keep the tie on.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yes.
Stop being an engineer and just be an attorney.
The music was off the whole time. Wasn't me.
It wasn't you?
Was not me.
Oh.
Wasn't me.
Okay, Shaggy.
Was Jamaica, maybe.
Okay, Shaggy.
Yeah, wasn't me.
Anyway, so how are you?
So anyway,
we're not lollygagging here because we got time.
So Squeeze went down 54.
5 minutes after 9 o'clock.
54 flights of stairs.
Got here in time, though.
You got here on time. Did you have to run down the stairs?
I ran.
You ran?
Yep.
You don't look happy right now.
No, I'm not.
You pay top dollar for a 52 flight walk-up.
54.
54 flight walk-up. Mm-hmm. No wonder when you told me you got a great deal, I didn't realize that part of the deal was that there's no elevators in the building. Mm. You're like, I got this great deal on the 54th floor. It's beautiful. I overlook the Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. And apparently there's no elevators in your building, Squeeze.
Well, not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Not today. All right, let's go to the lines.
Yeah, let's, once again, folks.
We got a lot to cover today.
Let's introduce the show. This is the Brad and Squeeze Show, where we answer immigration questions. Brad is an attorney. I'm a businessman. And, of course, the phone number is to call right now to get your questions answered on 93.5 WVIP FM or at David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook. Also, of course, in the law offices of Spar Bernstein and Brad H. Bernstein, and also YouTube, Spar Bernstein. Happens to be 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. So let's get to questions right here on the Brad and Squeeze Show.
And by the way, Carol Anderson, the Tiger, says, Brad, keep the tie on for all shows.
Yeah.
I have been getting lots of good feedback. You got to fix your collar on your jacket unless you want to look like Arthur
you
look like Jamaican Arthur Fonzarelli right now.
Dude.
What?
Just do what you do.
You know who Arthur Fonzarelli is?
Yes, the Fonz.
The Fonz.
Yeah.
That's what you look like.
Don't worry about it. That's the style.
That's the style?
Stick with your fashion.
All right, I'm
suit
sticking
and tie.
All right, suit and tie.
Yeah.
Suit, tie, and sandals.
I'll follow suit one day when I can afford it. The suits that you wear.
Did you go to the movies last night?
No.
You did not?
Didn't end up there.
Did not end up at the movies. Where did you end up?
There were interruptions before getting
Interruptions before the movies. Got it. Were they good interruptions?
No, they weren't.
They were not good interruptions. No wonder you're in a bad mood.
You know when you get into an argument, you're like, person, I haven't eaten all day. I said, okay, well, let's forget about the movie. No, let's go to the movie. No, let's eat. You want to eat. That's it.
Didn't happen.
That just didn't happen.
Can't satisfy people sometimes.
No, you can't.
All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. Call right now with your immigration questions because we got a lot to cover, Squeeze. 1-800-529-5465. We're going to only be able to take your immigration questions for about 5 or 7 minutes. Then we have a really special thing which we'll get into in a little bit, and then we'll get towards the end social media check-in. So if you want to leave your questions online, we will get to your questions online at the end of the show. If you want to call right now to get your questions heard on our show, on our broadcast show, on our digital platforms, on our analog on analog. They're HD.
They're not analog.
They're HD. 93.5 FM. The number to call to get on the radio, the number to call to get on Facebook, the number to call to get on YouTube is 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Squeeze, it is very possible that we have answered every immigration question known to mankind, and nobody has any questions anymore.
No, that's because we
It is very, very possible.
It's because we changed the format of the show again. We normally talk about, current events
Right,
and
but
all
we don't
of that.
have time today to do it.
So then you don't have time to take calls because
Right,
you're
no,
not
we-
giving people a chance to call. You've got to give people time.
Give
the
people an opportunity.
No, the show just started. You think everyone is sitting around waiting for Brad Bernstein?
Yes.
No. No.
Yes, sir.
You
They're
know?
all waiting around.
Everyone
for
is
Brad Bernstein.
everyone is not sitting around
They
waiting for
are
you.
all sitting there.
Maybe if you let me
Like,
revitalize.
I will tell you who's sitting there. My mother is sitting there waiting for me.
Okay.
My sisters, my kids on occasion.
1-800-529-5465. Call us now,
Let's
folks.
go
Let's go to Danny in
Let's go to
Brooklyn.
Danny in Brooklyn. Danny,
Good morning.
good morning. How are you?
Let's say good morning.
I'm good. How you doing, Squeeze? How you doing, Brad?
I'm all right, my
Fantastic.
brother.
What's up?
Okay, Brad. I'm married to a lady of status. I'm an American citizen. She's in Jamaica, and we can't afford to file for them right now. Is it okay for me to file for her alone?
You want to file for the children. You want to file for the wife, but not the children. Is that basically what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. How old are the kids?
The kids, one of the kids, 16 and 10.
Okay, you can file for your wife first. A lot of people do this because it's a very for two reasons. One, the financial burden of bringing a lot of people all at once, and also there's the emotional burden of all of a sudden, people come from another country with a whole family. Everybody's living together. It's hard. So, you can file for your wife first. She can come up first. You can file for the kids after.
She's already here, Brad.
Okay, she can adjust her status here. You don't have to file for the kids now, but just keep in mind that you got to file for the kids before they turn 21.
Not 18, 21.
21.
All right, thank you very much. I
You're
do
very
appreciate
welcome.
it. Keep up the good works, man.
All right. Thanks a lot, brother.
All right. And
let's go.
Squeeze has to stop playing with my computer.
I wasn't touching your computer. I'm not
I
on
don't
it.
know who's doing that.
It's not me, man.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Nicholas.
Hey, Nicholas.
Nicholas, you got to listen to the
Yeah.
phone, not the radio.
Yeah. Turn off that radio, internet, whatever you're listening to, and pop your question.
Yeah, you hearing me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
All right, so I got a question, an immigration question. Like,
Yes.
I get locked up in 2011 and charged with a felony. But it boiled down to falsely reporting an incident. Now, the lawyer said it's an e-felony, it's a non-violent felony. I want to know if I can get my citizenship with that.
When did this happen?
I get charged with, falsely reporting an incident.
When did it happen? When?
2011.
Well, it's certainly a deportable offense. It's a felony. It's certainly a crime of moral turpitude.
Okay.
It's an e-felony. It's very serious. Felonies are serious stuff. I would
Okay.
suggest you come in and show me what happened and show me the dispositions before we decide to move forward on your citizenship.
Okay, but that I can still have the green card though.
You can have the green card, but if you travel, you're subject to deportation. So I would suggest you come in and see me.
Oh, so you
Hold
said
on.
if a traveler still would maybe face deportation?
Correct. You have an e-felony. It's certainly a crime of moral turpitude. And you may or may not be deportable, depending on when it happened and how long you've been here and the circumstances surrounding it. So all of that we need to discover before I tell you to move forward. All of that we need to discover before I tell you to file for your citizenship. Hold on one second.
Hold on.
Okay.
Once again, folks, it's the Brad and Squeeze Show. We're going to be going to the social media segment very soon with SMG, social media guru, a.k.a. Kim Moore, right here on the Brad and Squeeze Show, where we've got a special segment lined up for you today. So make sure you stay tuned in. So spread the word. Tell everyone to tune in right now. Call your friends, your family members, everyone. 93.5 FM listeners. Feel free to log on to Facebook at David Squeeze Annakie, Brad H. Bernstein, Law Officer Spar and Bernstein, YouTube, Spar and Bernstein. Let's rock.
We filmed it yesterday. We'll talk about it in a few minutes. I have not seen it yet.
Yeah.
But Jill edited it overnight with Muta Ali.
You know you're not supposed to tell them that you filmed it.
We filmed it.
You know, I'm just
Right.
telling you.
We filmed it.
As just the broadcaster,
Yes, and I
you're supposed to
understand.
keep your mouth shut.
I know.
And let the producer do what they're supposed to.
I understand
It's
that.
what you pay them to do.
I understand that, but people are going to see me in a different jacket, so it's not as
No.
if it's
Well,
a
let them say
surprise.
that, because right now you just cut your audience by 50%. Just thought I'd make you feel good.
Thank you.
You're
Margaret. Margaret.
Margaret.
Margaret, do me a favor, Margaret.
I'm here.
Hi, Margaret. Do me a favor. Whatever I tell you is generally correct. I promise you that. Okay? Squeeze just likes to tell me I'm wrong for no reason. Okay? But what I tell you is generally correct. Go ahead, Margaret. What is your question?
With law, Margaret. With law. With law. Okay? Exclusively law.
All right, Squeeze.
Go ahead.
Enough. All right, Margaret. Margaret.
Yes, hon, I'm here.
What is your question, Margaret? Margaret.
See?
Oh, my question. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm looking towards a religious pathway to migrate in the U.S. and it's for the non-church because we have worked in the church for over 3 years, and we would like to work with a church of the same denomination in the U.S.
So you want an R
is
visa.
that possible?
You're going to want to get an R visa, which is a religious worker visa. Tell me, Margaret.
Pardon me?
You're going to want to get an R visa, which is a religious worker visa. It's a non-immigrant religious worker visa. Let me ask you a question, Margaret. What is the work that you do
Okay.
for the church in Jamaica?
The SBA church.
What is the work? You have to, for me to help you, you have to be able to answer my questions. What is the work that you do in Jamaica for the church? Are you a Bible?
We are in the communication department.
You're in the HR department?
Yeah, communication.
Communications. All right. I don't know. All right. We're going to
Yeah.
need to talk off the air because I don't know what communications means. I don't even know if that's a religious job. Is that a religious function? That's like being a priest or a pastor or a Bible teacher, communications person? Hold on.
Let me ask you, Margaret, what is your title with the job?
This will go on forever. She needs a consultation.
You have too much anxiety now.
No, I don't. And you have to stop it already.
Nah, you do.
1-800.
Because you're not giving her a chance to explain herself.
Oh, Squeeze, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, but
Nikisha.
Sometimes people don't know it all.
Okay,
You have to
Nikisha.
be easy with them.
Nikisha.
See? Patience, man. Patience. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brad and Squeeze Show, like no other show on the planet, all right? 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Once again, keep it locked right here. We got so much to share with you, all right? That's 1-800-529-5465. Can we go to SMG early then? It's 17 minutes after the hour.
Yeah, let's see if SMG's here.
Let's see if we can find Kim Moore, who might put a little energy into our life right here, or maybe cut it down, reduce it a little bit, all right?
I'll try.
Kim, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Yeah, you need to play with Brad's page. Log on his
Sorry?
computer. Log on his computer and play with his page. But do you have questions for us?
I do. I have a few. Some people got them in early.
Okay, that's good. Let's get to the questions now because we got that special segment that everyone's going to love coming up. All right?
Absolutely. So, Pa on Facebook wants to know, how can I schedule a consultation for naturalization?
With me, you call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK. The same number you call to get on the radio, the same number you call to get on our show is the number for the to make a consultation.
Okay. Evangelist would like to know, can an aunt file for a niece or nephew?
No.
Malicia on Facebook wants to know, when you're filing an I-684-EZ and it asks for dependents, do you have to put the kids under and over 18 and also the person you're sponsoring?
Yes, if they are dependent on you. So any child that's dependent on you, adult or minor, anyone that is dependent on you, you need to list. So who is the dependent? Whoever's listed on your tax returns are your dependents.
Okay. Stacy Ann would like to know, good morning, Brad. I have a question. I got married in the U.S. to a U.S. citizen, but I'm back in Jamaica, and my husband is filing a petition for me from Jamaica. Is it going to be a problem to come up on an H-2B visa or a tourist visa?
Yes, because you have shown an immigrant intent already. So when you come up on an H-2B visa or a tourist visa, that's a non-immigrant intent. They're going to say you are coming to live here permanently. You're going to have a problem at the airport.
Janine on Facebook would like to know, my sister came to New York from Canada in 2002 and she's about to get married. I suggested to her that she goes home to get married, but she thinks that getting married here would be okay. What advice can I give to her
if she gets married within the first 90 days, it's not okay. If she gets married after 90 days, it is okay. So that's basically it. There's a timeline.
So since her sister's been here since 2002, I'm assuming she is well past her 90 days.
Correct.
Okay.
And if
That's all we got?
And if she goes home in 2002, from 2002, she has a 10-year bar. So I wouldn't be doing that unless she gets a provisional waiver. All right. So let's go. Thank you, Kim. We'll check back in with you on rapid fire at the end of the show. Let's go to LaToya in Brooklyn. LaToya.
Hi. Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning.
I'm good. I have a situation. I went to a green card interview yesterday. My lawyer was there. I didn't know that the interview was so easy.
Good.
And but my husband, like, he messed up some of the questions, and like my lawyer told me that maybe they're going to schedule us for another interview.
I'm sure they will.
I don't understand.
It's going to be a Stokes, right?
Right.
Sure.
I'm sure they will. If your husband messed up, then they don't believe it's a real marriage. You're going to be scheduled for another interview.
It's not like, I'm not lying. It's real. It's like my birthday is like the 12th and he say the 13th, but he say like the correct year, you know?
Guess what? If it was me, I believe you. I believe you. I believe everyone it's a real marriage, okay? But I'm not the immigration service. So you're asking me what's going to happen. If you go on an interview and you even screw up even one question, guess what? You're going to be called back again. And they are going to put you into separate rooms. And they are going to, like we just did in that ratified marriage segment in the beginning, they're going to ask you about 200 questions. We only asked that couple 7 questions. Okay, they're going to ask you 200 questions.
But let me say, they could ask me 1 million. I am okay, but my husband, he tends to forget things. I don't know. They could ask me 1 million questions about him, 1 million
you got a problem.
about everything.
You got a big problem. LaToya, LaToya, you got a problem.
So what
your husband's got to remember your birthday.
Well,
that's not a good excuse. Is he? Let me ask you a question. Does he have a mental deficiency?
No.
Okay, so then he does not have a mental deficiency. He's got to remember your birthday. That's it. Hold on one second.
No, but you know what, Brad? You remember up until the time we went in the interview. But
so then he's purposely screwing up. So then he's nervous. So then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, tell him to take an Ambien or a Xanax before he goes in. You can't be nervous. You gotta be able to pass the interview.
I can't see through it because it's not like I paid no one to do anything. It's like real. I've known him like for 4 years, and trust me, if they asked me 1 million questions, I could answer anything they asked.
Let me ask you a question, LaToya. What would you like me to do for you? Tell me what you would like me to do for you.
I don't even know. I just don't.
You're just venting. You're venting. You're venting.
Not really.
Okay, you're venting. You're venting.
Not
You're
really,
venting.
But I'm like, my husband just messed up. You know, they can't just look over it and say, boy.
I believe what Jill said is true. We can put her on the ratified
we
can
do a test with you if you want to do a ratified marriage with us. You can come in for a consultation with us.
It's like we're at work.
You're
so
at work.
Don't have even have any time.
All right, LaToya, hold on one second. Hold on.
Poor LaToya.
Poor
LaToya.
She's venting.
Yes, she is.
She's venting, and
you got
to prepare. Yes, you got to prepare. You got to prepare. So the bottom line is you can sit there and vent and say poor me, poor me, poor me, or you can go out and say I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do something.
I'm going to do something about it. All right. So let's get into USA Credit Repair, Squeeze.
That company. It's been helping out a lot. They've been working extremely hard lately.
Tell me what they do.
They've gotten their head back in the game.
What do they do?
And basically they repair your credit.
Yes.
If your score is under 700, we think that you have bad credit. Or maybe sometimes your score can even be above 700, and you still have bad credit. You know how?
How?
You have bankruptcy, tax liens, judgments on it. You could still even have some late payments on it. You could have identity theft and your score is still up there. So we also want to remind you it's good to actually take a look into your credit. Find out what's going on with it. Make sure you have some kind of a monitoring program. And that's my cue for the day. So right now, Brad, what question do you want to ask?
About my credit report?
No, about citizenship.
About citizenship?
Just like the lady before.
Okay.
Anyone who can answer the question that Brad is giving right now, we will work on your credit absolutely free for 30 days.
By the way, when we reran the show yesterday on my page, 10 people kept going, the answer's Francis Scott Key. Like I got like...
Did it run on my page?
I don't know.
Yes, it did.
It did.
See, Kim came in and said, oh, we can't get the key.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
So I guess what I did?
What?
I did what your poachers normally do.
Right. They just shared.
I shared it. Just because I'm a nice guy, you know? But
so
anyway.
Any event, the citizenship question of the day.
Yeah.
How many original states were there in the United States?
There you go.
What were the number? We don't need to name all of them. Just the number of original states in the United States.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
that is the citizenship question of the day.
The citizenship question sponsored by USA Credit Repair. How many
states were there
in the original
United States of America?
Okay. Is that contiguous? Is that non-contiguous?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
How many states were there?
So people call right now 1-800.
What happens if they know the answer?
If they know the answer, their credit is worked on for free for 30 days.
Okay.
All they've got to do is call 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. In many cases, nobody listens to Squeeze. They wait until that desired moment when they need good credit and said, Squeeze, can you get my credit up in 1 day, in 1 week? It's impossible for me to do that. However, if you call now, you're ahead of the game. 1-800-872-7177. Get your credit worked on for free. 1-800-872-7177 for the first 30 days. There you go.
All right. Wonderful. 1-800-872-7177, USA Credit Repair.
Yep.
Our very proud sponsors here.
Proud.
We are proud of them. P-R-O-U-D. Proud of USA Credit Repair. Call them now if you know the answer to how many states were there in the original United States of America. And if you know the answer, they will do your credit for free. I'll give you a hint.
For 30 days.
I will give you a hint.
That's clear.
It is the same number as the age when my son got bar mitzvahed. The same exact number. So if you don't know how many original states there were, but you know what age a kid gets bar mitzvahed in the Jewish religion, it's the same answer. What do you think, Squeeze?
I think you should let them get...
1-800-872-7177. 1-800-872-7177. Call USA Credit Repair. Get your free credit repair for 30 days. If you know that answer, say you heard it on the Brad and Squeeze Show. So any event, Squeeze, we're now done with our proud sponsors.
Good.
For the moment.
Good.
We'll be back and talk about them later.
Good.
Yesterday, I had the pleasure of talking to a gentleman. Let me just give you a little backstory first. Okay, he is from Guatemala, and he's been living here in the United States for 20 years.
Right.
And one day he went into a Dunkin' Donuts, and he came out, and the cop said, hey, you left your child in the car. And it was for about 30 seconds. He got arrested, got put in deportation, had some pretty bad lawyering, got ordered deported, didn't even know he was ordered deported. And one day, immigration came to his work and arrested him. They told him he had to be out of the country by October 18th. He decided he cannot leave his family, his 4 U.S. citizen children, and he is now taking refuge in a church in Amherst, Massachusetts. There are over 3,000 protesters that are protesting to have his deportation lifted. 18 protesters got arrested the other day. We spoke to him from the church. ICE officials are waiting outside as we spoke to him yesterday, and as he's still staying there today, ICE officials are staying outside the church waiting for him to walk out to arrest him and deport him. Now, we originally spoke to him.
So they can't go into the church?
They can if they get a federal warrant.
Right.
All right? I don't think they're going to get a federal warrant to go in the church. It's pretty bad publicity even for Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Okay? So break down a church's door. Come on. So they're going to just wait him out. And we originally were speaking to him, we were speaking to him because we thought his story was interesting. And I didn't know anything about him. But what happened is, as we were talking, we figured out a way, Shannon and I did it together, we figured out a way how we can help him. And he didn't even know that he could be helped. And here he is sitting in the church basement, not knowing how he's going to get out of this. And luckily he spoke with us and with two of his advocates. And let's see what happens. It's basically, Squeeze, if you came in to see me, you came in to see Shannon or any one of our fabulous lawyers here, what you see happening on our Skype was a real live consultation, except this guy has immigration waiting right outside his door. Let's see what happens. You know, here at the Brad and Squeeze show, we are very concerned about immigration. We want to be able to show people what it's like to be an immigrant who's arriving to America, what it's like to be an immigrant who's becoming a citizen, how to help people with their immigration problems, but also highlight the plight of immigrants who are living here under orders of deportation, who have been here for very long periods of time. Right now, under Donald Trump's administration, immigrants who have lived in the United States for years, immigrants who are in good moral standing, have been flagged by ICE for deportation, immigrants who have been living here with warrants, outstanding warrants for their arrest. To avoid being sent back to countries that immigrants no longer have ties to, and in some cases that they're actually in danger for their own life if they return, immigrants are seeking shelter in houses of worship to avoid being deported. One such person we have today is Lucio Perez, a Guatemalan native and a married father of 4 who has been living in the United States of America for the last 20 years. He was supposed to leave the country on the morning of October 19th after his request for an emergency stay of deportation was denied, but instead of leaving, he has sought sanctuary in the First Congregational Church in Amherst, Massachusetts, and he's hoping to stay in the United States to keep his family together until his emergency motion for a stay of removal is heard by the Board of Immigration Appeals. I am being joined today by one of our fantastic attorneys, Shannon Legear. She's a fantastic attorney in terms of removal, deportation, motions to reopen. We are also being joined today by Rose Bookbinder, who is the lead organizer at the Pioneer Valley Workers Center and an organizer of Massachusetts Jobs for Justice. She is close friends with Lucio and his family and fighting to keep him in this country. Lucio and Rose are with us on Skype today from the basement of the church where he is seeking shelter. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
So Shannon, you want to find out a little bit about them?
How are you, Lucio? How are you doing today?
Bien, gracias.
When did you come to the United States and why?
En el año 1999.
I came in 1999.
Pues uno viene huyendo de las pandillas porque es muy peligroso en el país de nosotros.
It's very dangerous in my home country when it comes fleeing the gang violence.
Okay. And how did you get picked up by Immigration and Customs Enforcement?
¿Cómo es que te agarraron en inmigración?
Porque un día fui a trabajar.
I went to work one day.
Un día sábado.
It was a Saturday.
Yo llevé a mi familia conmigo.
I took my family with me.
Un día que estaba terminando del trabajo.
And I was finishing my work.
Estaba haciendo mucho calor.
It was really a hot day.
Y yo pasé a comprar unas bebidas en Dunkin' Donuts.
And I stopped to buy some drinks at Dunkin' Donuts.
Entonces, pues estaba bien lleno de carros ese día en el parqueadero, no encontré ningún parking ahí.
The parking lot was really full, so I didn't find a parking space.
Me orillé un rato, pues ahí atrás de un carro.
So I stopped behind a car.
Y entonces yo le pregunté a mi esposa que si querían ir conmigo, yo les dije, vamos conmigo.
And I said, come on with me, we're going to the inn.
Y entonces dice, ve tú, llévate uno de los niños.
And she said, go yourself and take one of the kids.
Y entonces nadie quiso ir conmigo, me fui yo solo para
But nobody wanted to come, so I went in by myself.
Y Entonces, cuando yo estaba haciendo, pues ya estaba en línea para comprar las bebidas.
When I was in the line to buy the drinks,
Mi esposa pasó por un momento al baño.
and my my wife stopped to go use the restroom.
Y entonces se quedaron 3 niños en el carro.
So the 3 kids were waiting in the car.
And Lucio,
Yeah.
it was the local police that arrested you, or was it ICE that they came into your car? I understand.
So was it the local police that came to the car? Oh, fue la policía local que vino a
Sí,
ese
fue
car.
la policía que ya estaba allá afuera. Cuando yo salí ya estaban 2 policías detrás del carro.
And
That's right,
this was in Massachusetts, in Connecticut,
In Connecticut. In West Hartford, Connecticut.
West Hartford, Connecticut.
Did you ever get to see an immigration judge?
¿Viste a un juez de inmigración cualquier vez?
Una vez.
One time.
And what happened in court?
¿Qué pasó en la corte?
Pues el juez me preguntó que cuántos años yo llevaba aquí en Estados Unidos y yo le dije, yo vine aquí del 99.
The judge asked me how long I had been in the U.S., and I said I came in 1999.
Entonces me preguntó, ¿qué pruebas tú puedes probar que tú llevas 10 años aquí?
And he said, what kind of proof do you have that you've been here for many years?
Entonces la abogada que yo tenía, pues es una abogada pública que no me preparó para para estar enfrente de un juez.
The lawyer that I had at the time is a public lawyer who didn't prepare me very well to be in front of the judge for the cancellation.
Ella fue lo que me dijo, con la acta de tus hijos es suficiente, no necesitas más pruebas.
She told me that with just my children's birth certificates, that would be enough to prove my case, and I didn't need any other proof.
Cuando yo estuve enfrente del juez me dijo, es insuficiente porque esto no llega que tú tienes que tú puedes probar que ya llevas 10 años aquí.
And when I was in front of the judge said, this is not enough, this doesn't prove that you've been here 10 years.
Pues lo rompió el papel y lo botó a la basura.
He actually ripped the paper in front of me and threw it in the trash.
What year did this happen?
Fue como el 2010.
It was 2010.
Okay. And then after that he ordered you deported, and that was it.
Después te ordenó deportado.
Sí, me dijo que yo como no sé si 30 días, no recuerdo bien, o 90 días o 30 días que yo me fuera del país.
And he gave me 30 days to leave the country.
Entonces la abogada volvió a hacer otra apelación.
So the lawyer did an appeal.
You did an appeal?
Y pues
She appealed it,
lo dieron la apelación.
and they gave the appeal.
Who did the appeal? The same lawyer?
Sí.
The same lawyer. The same. You had the same lawyer who was unprepared in court do your appeal. Why did you do that?
Pues yo pensé que estaba haciendo bien su trabajo.
I didn't know. I thought she was doing her work well.
Okay.
Entonces pues ya no sometió ni un papeleo para prepararme nuevamente, ya no me dio instrucciones, yo solo estaba esperando si me tenía que presentar nuevamente al juez.
Again, there was no information prepared, and I was just waiting to, thinking that I would go in front of the judge again.
Y un día que yo fui a trabajar en New Hampshire,
But one day I went to work in Northampton.
un día viernes,
It was a Friday,
yo creo que ya iba a ser el año,
and it was about a year later.
cuando me llamaron de la oficina del griete.
When they called me from the office of the ankle bracelet.
Okay. So you got an ankle bracelet put on. Apparently your appeal was denied. Nobody ever told you that. Is that correct? So the first time you heard that your appeal was denied is when you got called to be put on an ankle bracelet for deportation. Is that correct?
Entonces te llamaron para ponerte en un brazalete en Siria.
Sí. And what year did this happen?
¿Cuál año fue?
Fue cuando me negaron el caso. 2011 creo.
It was about 2011.
Me dijo la señora, tu apelación ha sido rechazada nuevamente.
And the woman told me on the phone your appeal was denied.
And how old are your children? They were all born here. How old are your children?
¿Cuántos años tienen tus hijos? Están nacidos aquí.
Uno cumplió 15 años el 8 de septiembre.
One turned 15.
Y uno va a cumplir 14 el 22 de mayo.
One is turning 14.
Y una niña que va a cumplir 9 años el 19 de abril.
And the other will turn 9.
Have you been made aware at any time that your attorney possibly, who represented you, possibly provided ineffective assistance of counsel to you?
¿Te han dicho que tu abogado a lo mejor no te apoyó bastante bien?
Sí, me han dicho.
Yes, they've told me that.
And when who's they, and when did you find out about this?
¿Cuándo aprendió de eso?
Apenas como un mes cuando yo fui de parte de la otra iglesia. Sí.
In Springfield.
Ajá, en Springfield, sí.
Just last month.
Just last month. Okay. And Shannon, I mean, obviously they have to make a motion to reopen for ineffective assistance of counsel.
Well, normally what they do is they do a Lozada motion,
right,
which is basically stating that, hey, you have to file a complaint against the attorney that represented him. And then afterwards file the motion to reopen. I'm sorry.
Is that done already?
The motion to reopen has already been filed.
Has it been done? Has it been done under
Lozada.
Under Lozada, the rules that have to be followed under Lozada for ineffective assistance of counsel, or was it done just as a joint motion? Feel sorry for this guy and please reopen his case.
So, as a joint motion with some details about the ineffective assistance, but no complaint.
All right. So, just from the little that we know, we're just discovering this now, and we can obviously talk about this at greater length. You are entitled to a fair hearing. A fair hearing entitles you to competent counsel. If you have been in the United States for more than 10 years when you're picked up by immigration, and your counsel says to you, show up with a birth certificate to prove you've been here for 10 years, that doesn't prove anything. It just proves you have a child. It doesn't prove that you've been continuously in the United States for 10 years. That's ineffective assistance of counsel, because he was never able to be provided an opportunity to apply for cancellation or removal to show hardship to his family. So that's ineffective assistance of counsel, and you have a right within 180 days of discovering your ineffective assistance of counsel to file a complaint under Lozada against that attorney if in fact she provided ineffective assistance of counsel, and make a motion to reopen as a matter of right, a constitutional right to reopen your case, not please, I'm begging you to reopen my case because I have a sad story, which obviously you do.
The joint motion to reopen is going to be more on discretion.
Correct.
And certainly now, under this administration, they're not exercising that type of discretion, and that's why it's important that you actually do the Lozada motion.
That's what I would do, because then you have a constitutional right to reopen your case versus, and maybe somebody could explain this to him in Spanish, and let's hear his reaction to all of this.
I've been translating.
Oh, you have been? Okay.
And it's also important that we mention that for cancellation of removal, the 10-year, a lot of people don't realize it's not simply showing that you've been in the country for 10 years. You also have to demonstrate exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to your U.S. citizen or green card holder, children, spouse, or parent. And that's very important. So just stating that you have children is not enough.
Right, or bringing in a birth certificate, and that's why the judge ripped everything in front of him. He said, "What kind of application is this?" That's why he ripped it up. Now, also, you know, the judge has the obligation to tell you that if you are being represented by counsel ineffectively, he has the obligation to tell you, which he also did not do. What he did was he just literally ripped up the papers in front of you and ordered you deported.
Right. And that's certainly something that could be brought up too, because the Board of Immigration Appeals will look at that and see as misconduct of the judge.
So I think, you know, Lucio, I think you have a strong, sounds like to me, a strong case for a motion to reopen based on Lozada. You have one right to reopen your case. You don't have multiple applications. I would be looking to supplement that with a Lozada motion as well.
And has he also filed a stay of removal?
Have you filed a stay of removal?
Yes, there was a stay of removal filed with ICE and the Board of Immigration Appeals. Both have been denied.
Both have been denied. And they probably have been denied because under the Trump administration, they're denying all of this.
Right.
You know, motions to reopen based on discretion. We feel bad for you. You know, that orange guy in the White House doesn't feel bad for anybody unless he's an old white man. So, you know, whether Lucio has 4 kids or not, you know, they're going to be denying this stuff. Now, luckily for Lucio, there's a Constitution in the United States. Okay? We still have to follow the Constitution. You have a right to a fair hearing. Part of having a fair hearing is having competent counsel. And it sounds like he didn't have it. And that's, to me, is the stronger of the 2 cases. We can talk more about this off the air. We're happy to help you. I also want to be able to get into what's happening now. Lucio is now being holed up in a church. Has ICE come to knock on the door of the church?
ICE vino a tocar la puerta de la iglesia. ICE vino para tocar la puerta.
2 noches atrás yo vi algo raro, como que sentía que alguien vino de la puerta y estaba hablando como de GPS. Entonces a lo mejor vino alguien ahí.
We didn't know about this. 2 nights ago, he said he thought something strange was happening outside the door, that there was someone who sounded like they were talking on a GPS, like estaba hablando de direcciones. So.
Y yo me quedé, pues, se quedó parando en la esquina.
It's very possible. They don't, just so you understand the law, they do not, because there's a warrant out for your arrest for immigration, that does not entitle them to walk into a church. They have to be invited. They have to be invited into the church. So somebody has to open the door who is inside of the church and say, "Come on in, Mr. ICE officer." Other than that, they are not allowed in. They can ask you to step out, but if you don't step out, they can't touch you.
And Brad, it's also important that we also say it's not just for churches, it's for homes too.
Right, you can be holed up in your house. You don't have to be in the basement of a church, although it's obviously much harder for them to bust down a church door than it is a home door.
And you have to look at the warrant. Whoever's looking at the warrant, it has to be a judicial warrant. It has to be signed by a judge.
By a federal judge.
By a federal judge. So it can't just be basically signed by Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And sometimes they do have those type of warrants, and you're not allowed to let them in. You have to have a judicial warrant. So very important.
But as a matter of course, I've yet to see them get a federal judge to go bang down a church door to go arrest somebody who's not a criminal. I've yet to see.
They have been harassing him by phone, in the middle of the night.
They will do that. They will do. They are going to scare him.
They'll stay outside.
They are going to stay outside and put pressure on him.
They'll call family members.
They are going, and the more publicity he gets, the more pressure he's going to get. But they are not allowed in the church unless somebody opens the door and invites them in, or unless there is a federal warrant by a federal judge. Period. Okay. Now, one thing that everyone has to know who is inside of the church, I'm not looking to scare anybody, but there is a law that says if you harbor an immigrant with a warrant for your arrest, that in of itself is a crime. So everybody who is associated with him and helping to harbor him in the church, including the pastor, perhaps even the parishioners of the church, could be charged with a crime. Although again, I would find it would be really terrible publicity. You know, I think everybody would be in an uproar if that were to happen. I think what has to happen is for Lucio, because there has to be an end game. Okay, he can't sit in the church forever. Okay, and the end game has to be that there has to be a Lozada motion. That's going to be his best bet to get his case reopened, and then be able to show extreme and unusual hardship to his family.
And what's going on with a lot of the order of removals that we have, usually they have the order of removals, and under the Obama administration, they were going to order supervision. It's almost similar to a probation. So you're reporting every year, hey, I haven't been arrested, I'm still working on my case, I'm trying to get it reopened. And now a lot of
to stay every year.
Yeah, right. And now under Trump, they don't get it anymore.
They don't get it. And also, a lot of the officers want to see that you're still making an effort in trying to get the case reopened and that you have a way of getting the green card. And if you show that and demonstrate that, there's a higher likelihood that they will allow you to remain in the U.S. until you're able to accomplish that.
Right. His biggest problem right now is that what they're saying is nobody is going to join on this motion on a discretionary basis, so therefore we're going to put the pressure on. If we can find a constitutional basis to reopen this case, that's a different story. Hopefully that Lozada motion could possibly be it. We would obviously have to look into it in greater detail. Let me ask you a question though, because we gotta run soon. I got a question. Rose, I heard recently that 18 members of your group were recently arrested during a nonviolent protest for Lucio. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. There's really been an incredible community coming together, a coalition of unions, faith groups, community groups, students, and local activists, really trying to raise up the story of Lucio. And recognizing that Lucio's story is one of 11 million immigrants that are facing these same situations. And so we were engaged in escalation of tactics to support Lucio. We were phone calling ICE. We had a petition of almost 2,000 people that signed on. And then, ultimately 2 days before Lucio's expected deportation, we did what's called a Jericho walk, which was emblematic of the biblical walk of Joshua to tumble the walls of Jericho, and we circled the local federal building in Springfield where the ICE office was located with over 26 clergy leaders and 200 local activists. And we'd been preparing for weeks and training 18 people ranging from 20 to 75 years old, who this was their first time putting up their bodies on the line to support Lucio's case. Others, they've done this many times. And we, ended this beautiful action with 18 people blocking the ICE doors and calling on the Board of Immigration Appeals to grant Lucio's stay and to reopen his case.
Your reaction is very commendable and fabulous, and the reaction from the community, 2,000 people signing a petition for Lucio, maybe many have never even met them, is really commendable and outstanding. Has any of these people who have been in support of Lucio, did they give affidavits in support of his motion to reopen his deportation case?
Yes, we've collected a wide range of letters for him. The local hospital where, he has the doctor, his boss, religious leaders, have really rallied around Lucio's case and are wanting to get a win soon for him and his family.
Well, some of the things that I always talk about when I make my arguments is that immigration law is all about family reunification. So I really want to know, how has this impacted his children? This is really the story that people want to hear. How have your children been impacted by all of this? Your U.S. citizen children.
Correct.
It's something just terrible.
Estaba mi niña muy triste. Siempre cuando ella habla conmigo me pregunta, papito, ¿no estás bien? ¿Estás triste? Y siendo una niña.
My daughter, she's only 8, and when we talk on the phone, she says, Daddy, you're not okay. You sound sad, Daddy. And she's only 8.
Mi esposa dice siempre se levanta por las noches preguntando dónde está papi.
She wakes up in the middle of the night asking, where's Papi, where's Papi?
Es muy triste lo que
And even before sanctuary, aún antes de santuario.
Sí, antes y ahora también.
Before this and then now too.
I mean, unfortunately, some of these children have never been to the country. They don't speak the language.
They don't know anything about Guatemala.
And then afterwards, next thing you know, you have a 15-year-old, I believe, that's impacted, that has lived in the United States and now is going to be missing their father. These are things that basically have to be placed not only just in the motion, but also explained to the deportation officers. We actually have people see therapists, so they basically submit psychosocial evaluations. These are really important important factors in order to make a really great and strong motion.
And then I think the one missing piece is that we have to have a legal basis to reopen the case.
Absolutely.
And again, without beating a dead horse, the legal basis is ineffective assistance of counsel, a violation of his fundamental constitutional rights. I think that's the missing piece that has to be done immediately. And then hopefully, with all of that, we can then go back to ICE. We can go back to the BIA and ask for a stay based on his constitutional rights and the violations of them, rather than just on, here's Lucio and his very sad story. We will be saying, here's Lucio and his very sad story, and by the way, his constitutional rights were violated.
Yes. Did you say something about the first 180 days?
Yeah, you have to make the motion to reopen based on Lozada and ineffective assistance of counsel within 180 days, or of the deportation order, which is obviously well past it. We're 5, 6, 7 years past it. Or within 180 days of reasonably discovering that I had ineffective assistance of counsel.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to try to help you off the air. You're obviously a very deserving person. All right, and we'll talk about it off the air. But let me just ask you quickly before we go, Rose, can you tell us a little bit about the Massachusetts Jobs with Justice program and how people can find out more about your organization and help Lucio?
Sure. So Massachusetts Jobs with Justice is a statewide organization, part of a national group. It's a coalition where we make commitments to each other to say, we'll stand out for you if you stand out with us. It's based on a vision of solidarity. So, you'll see at the bottom of the screen our website. We're also on Facebook. And Mass Jobs with Justice and the Pioneer Valley Worker Center launched something called Sanctuary in the Streets. This is a This is a action group, rapid response team that's based off of our Worker Immigrant Committee, calling upon activists to stand up. We have over 2,000 people that have signed on to Sanctuary in the Streets to be part of this rapid response team, so they can also go on to the Pioneer Valley Worker Center Facebook page, like our page, and they can, through there, sign up to be members of Sanctuary in the Streets. So through that, for example, we've been doing a food drive where folks are bringing food to folks that were picked up during Operation Safe City. We had over 50 people picked up in the state of Massachusetts off of that raid. We've been providing rides so that folks can stay safe and not drive cars without licenses. We, turn out for actions and do the solidarity that's called upon us by those that are most impacted by low-wage workers and immigrants. So there's lots of ways to engage, and we would love more folks to join us. We believe we have all that we need within our community and that we can fight and win together.
Rose, it's very commendable what you're doing for Lucio. His one missing piece is he needs good lawyers. Luckily, we got in touch with you, or you got in touch with us, or however we met, and we're going to try to help him off the air. We'll come back and hopefully we'll be able to help you guys push this forward, and look forward to working with you. And thank you for joining us here on the Brad and Squeeze Show. Thank you very much, Shannon.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Okay, thank you.
Nice to meet you all.
Bye. Have a great day.
That was phenomenal.
Wasn't that great?
That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Unbelievable what's going on there. Unbelievable how much I've learned just by watching that segment right there.
Tell me what you've learned.
Well, I've learned that pretty much that you can't just that people have rights. People have constitutional rights. Right. That's the most important thing.
No matter who's in the White House, you have constitutional rights.
You have constitutional rights.
And what also everybody should learn is, here's a man who never thought he was able to get out of this. Okay, who and he's been to I don't know, multiple people, and this is what a consultation happens. When someone goes, is there any other way to get a green card other than through marriage? I said, that's why you need a consultation. That's what you just saw was a real consultation.
A Spar and Bernstein consultation.
Correct.
Let's make that very clear.
Correct.
So right now, ladies and gentlemen, the number is 1-800-529-5465. Those of you on 93.5 FM, you didn't see it, but you heard it. 1-800-529-5465. All I've got to say is book your consultations exclusively with Spar and Bernstein. And I'm disclaiming and saying that. 1-800-529-5465. Because here, look, no one else was doing what it is that you did.
Nobody.
No one else was offering this individual
the proper advice.
Yeah. You know, and that's the reason why it's good to go with a firm that actually knows what they're talking about.
And it was so obvious after speaking to him, and I didn't know his story before I spoke to him as fully as I did after.
Right.
I knew he was in a church, I knew he was ordered deported, but only after speaking to him did I know what we can do to help him. It's like if he called us on the radio right now and said, "Hi, I'm in a church, I'm ordered deported, can you help me?" And I would say, "I don't know."
Right.
But after going through that, I know I can.
Absolutely. 1-800-529-5465. Live at 9 we are. We'll be back at live at noon. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you spread the word and tell them about the Brad and Squeeze show. Definitely a positive and a solid show on information on immigration and more at the full-service law firm Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-529-5465. Let's make it legal, and thank you so much for joining us on 93.5 and on our social media platforms. The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?